embroidered, cool jacket, okay. Zipper.
Where'd you find that?
A thrift store. AK Collective began in 2014 as like an idea where I was styling photo shoots for photographers. They were coming to me knowing that I had some cool stuff and basically asking me to style their shoots. So I would go on set and like bring a bunch of stuff, and then they would have models, and so I would just like give them the items. I was like, oh, people like this stuff, people want to wear this stuff, people want to buy this stuff, cool, I'll just sell you the stuff. And then I could turn around and do the next shoot. Then it kind of grew into like, I have a lot of stuff, I want to start a collection. I had 4 collections. One was called Ladylike, it was like lingerie, it was like 10 pieces each collection, right, of like found thrifted items. I started only doing women's and then grew into men's, but it was like these 4 different girls who I thought could use stuff in the city but didn't feel like I wanted everybody to be like a 1950s model. You know, it's like I want you to wear it with the jeans you buy at the mall or whatever wherever you're buying your jeans. I want you to put the stuff I have with the jeans. And now it's not really a collection anymore, it's just one big thing. It's not really, and it's men's too. I get asked all the time, do you do men's? Yeah, I have men's stuff. It's all unisex these days anyway, but a guy bought a dress. Was I going to tell him he can't buy the dress? No. I was going to tell him, oh yeah, it looks cool like this tucked in like a shirt. You could cut it off. It doesn't matter to me. People want to wear what they want to wear, and they want to feel comfortable in what they're wearing. So like if I'm shopping in the men's department, some guys look at me weird, but I'm like, I don't care, because I want the men's button-up shirt that's classic, that works well. And there's other guys who want skirts. I'm not judging by any means, you know. I don't think it's a trend. I think it's more so just like feeling comfortable in what you're wearing and embracing yourself in what you're wearing. Jackets with some dresses, or like all the tops or all the bottoms, and then whatever size you are, you just find something that works for you. So you bring your own bottle of wine, you bring a couple friends, and you hang out and you shop.
What are your standard operating hours? Like, can I say that?
Sundays from 1 to 4. Otherwise you make an appointment.
I like that idea. And
more so like vintage and thrift. I believe vintage is like 70s and earlier. So I've got some stuff from like the 60s, but I have some stuff from the 80s, and I have some modern stuff from like now that I've found that I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna love this and look cute in it. Let's buy it and resell. I do this because it's fun, but I think it generates some money, but it's not like money, money, you know, it's not like screaming like I need money. It's like, no, I just want to have a good place for people to come and feel comfortable and buy cool stuff. So I have to work a real job to make real money. This is like my fun job where I don't have to worry about make the dollars. I don't feel like I'm ruled by anyone here, right? Like I don't work for anyone else besides me when I'm here. I'm literally working for me. And sometimes, yeah, managing my schedule is not always easy, because I'm like, shit, that's my one day to like do laundry. Do laundry. But I make it work.
Musically, in Minneapolis, what do you see going on?
I like Asia Divine. I like Ness Knight. I'm so glad she moved back from New York. Deeply Rooted Tribe. They've supported me since day one. Fresh is like a all-time supporter. Y Colleague. Devontae Woods has been killing it. Just like me, if people aren't showing up here, then I'm not really growing. But if I can show up for them, or you, or the community, if I can show up, then I feel like I'm doing a better part, you know. So when I first started, I didn't have a camera besides the one on here, and I was working with different photographers. I liked some of their visions. Some of them, I was like, you're cutting off the legs on the model. What are you doing? Like, okay, I would have done this differently or had the angle be different. And then it was already too late because we already had the photos and the model was already gone and whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to get a camera so I can work with some of these people myself. And I got a Nikon D3300. Just started experimenting, really messing around, telling working with a couple girls and being like, hey, I have a camera now, let's shoot. Or girls would be like, let's shoot. And I was like, cool, let's plan a day, and I have a few outfits. Some photographers will only send the final photos that they choose are theirs, like the ones that they like. Well, I do it a little differently. So I share all of the photos with the model, even the ones that were like, meh, this is like not the right angle. Share them all. The model then we sit down and we figure out which ones we like. Basically, they'll tell me which ones they like and I pick a few more. Then I put them in a file folder, I edit them, I send them back. I really don't do too much editing. Make it look as natural as possible and make it feel like you're there. So I don't want to like over filter or change the way that the colors look on the clothes, because then you're not really getting the full idea. So I'm able to use the photos for the website and for social media, and then the model is free to use the photos for whatever she's doing. So this rack of clothes is everything that you can see on the website right now. I'd say this is a really fun piece. Embroidered, cool jacket, okay. Zipper.
Where'd you find that?
A thrift store. There's this really cool church donation thrift store called St. Vincent de Paul on 12th and Lake. This is from Lost and Found. They're not in existence anymore, but they were there. And they had a seamstress in the back, and she took this shirt and made it into a dress. It's like a men's shirt into a dress.
Nice.
A friend of mine gave this to me. I never wore it, so I wanted to put it here. I shot Breeze Monet in it. This I found at Ragstock. So I try to buy stuff that's got a little story to it. So these are like dresses and jackets, mostly. I love this one. Super beaded. Really pretty. I could wear it with this dress.
How many pieces do you have in your collection in total?
200 or so, including the jewelry and the house stuff and the clothes. Oh, good old Tommy Bahama silk. I hear they go for a lot of money in Japan. So I like the Rangers and the Dodgers. East Bay. Do you remember East Bay? It's a reversible. And this is probably my prized possession here. It's an Oscar de la Renta from the 60s. I don't know what I would sell it for. It could probably go for a lot more in New York. So if somebody wants to throw a low-key event or a poetry reading, or you want to do something with your friends, you can definitely rent out this space. We can work something out. Thanks for tuning in to Staring at the City. I'm AK Collective, and have a good day.
Staring at the city.
Staring at the city.
Staring at the city.
Staring at the city. And you staring at the city.